joining me in his usual Tuesday spot here on the program. One of my favorites, one of the show's favorites, one of your favorites sitting out there. He is Matthew Hasselbeck joining me on Colts Cam. How are you, Matthew?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
We're hanging in there. So a couple of things I want to hit you with. This past week, Colt McCoy started for the visiting team. We all know that RG3 and Andrew Luck were drafted 2 and 1 and that they're attached to the hip forever. Did you have a chance to chat with RG3 pregame and just see how he's doing, what's going on inside the head there?
Yeah, I think normal protocol in pregame is, all the quarterbacks say what's up to the other quarterbacks. The kickers say what's up to the kickers. Punters, snappers, that's just kind of how it rolls. For sure, there was, quick moments where myself and Andrew, while we were warming up, we said hello to Colt. We also said hello to Robert. And, we didn't talk much about it, but having been there, having been the starter, having been the backup, having been benched, also been like the hero to save the day, I've been in all those different situations. I recognize, where he is right now. He's a little bit hurt, he's trying to do the right things and say the right things and probably just get better as a player. And it's not easy. I thought he handled himself well with class and, had a good pregame warm-up and seemed like he was ready to go. But it's just part of playing the position. And you're going to have ups and downs in your career. And, both those guys, even I think more than that, just talking to Colt a little bit, the situation that he's found himself in is pretty remarkable given where he was just a short time ago, but he came in and played well and fought. We kind of made them one-dimensional because of, how many points we scored. And he kept fighting and clawing and threw for a bunch of yards and threw some touchdowns. So it was, I thought it was a really good football game. They're a team that's struggling just a little bit. They've had some injuries, but I thought it was still a pretty good football game.
What is the protocol for these pregame quarterback chats? Are third-string inactive quarterbacks allowed in there, or do you kick those guys out of that, Matt? What's the pecking order here?
No, that does happen just a little bit, but more than anything, I think you just say what's up to your friends. You try not to be too friendly because there's a game about to be played, but you say what's up to your friends, maybe coaches that you've had, people that you have respect for. Rarely do you meet someone new pregame. Usually it's just someone you already know. And then after the game, you maybe say something to the guy you studied all week or the guy you played against all week. That's when you, kill him with compliments and kindness after the fact.
Matthew Hasselbeck joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. And this week, that pregame quarterback coffee club, in a way, involves one Jonathan Football, Matthew. It appears like you might get to see him against your team as a starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Where do you stand on the Johnny Manziel issue in terms of just him being a viable NFL quarterback and maybe able to live his life the way that he's been able to live it at Texas A&M?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I do know I think Brian Hoyer's played good football this year, but me probably more than anybody, I'm kind of wondering what that announcement is going to be this week because for our scout team this week, I'm either playing Brian Hoyer or I'm playing Johnny Manziel.
How would you play Manziel? How would you play Manziel, Matthew?
Yeah, I'm going to have to get some new cleats, maybe some brand new ones, maybe a speed shoe, maybe cut out the dessert this week.
Well, I think here's what you should do also. Toes. You should stay out till 2:30 in the morning one night. I mean, really do it. Like total method acting, Matthew. Do it.
Yeah, so 30 minutes later than normal is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so not too far out of field of what you're doing. Go clubbing. Do some clubbing, Thursday night. Really, if you really want to give, your yes.
Is that how you do it?
Yes, make the money sign, all of that. Yes.
Well, I got the Hoyer haircut going right now, so.
So that's good. So
I could play that. I could play that role just a little bit better.
You're a chameleon. You're a chameleon like that. You could do either one.
Whatever the team needs, Rich. I'm just here to serve the team.
I know.
Here to serve.
I know. So what is going through? What happens in December? Because we hear in the media, fans always talk about that's when the NFL season starts. Now you are part of a potentially playoff-bound team that if you win this week and Houston loses, you would actually clinch the AFC South. What is going on now that the calendar hits December?
Well, we're still one game at a time, but that first meeting, and really every team I've been on, you talk about winning your division. That's the surefire way to get to the playoffs, to get in the tournament. You got to win your division. That's every team I've been on, that's your focus. No different here in Indianapolis. And we've won the division the last 2 years. That's kind of been the marching orders. Hey, let's get a stranglehold on this division. That's been our focus. How do you do it? You do it one game at a time, one practice at a time. And it's no different. I guess just once you accomplish that first goal, then you move on to other goals. And, our goals are right in front of us. We control our own destiny. And, winning these games, we've been at home for a stretch here. Now we go on the road, outside. We got to get it done this week against a team that's playing pretty good football. Yeah,
you got the Cleveland Browns. They need it too. I assume on Thanksgiving night you saw some of the games. I'm going to sort of go off on that knowledge that you probably watched like the rest of America. Seattle do what it did in San Francisco. Your former franchise, the defending Super Bowl champs, a lot of people think that they're back to that form. What did you see when you see Seattle out there right now, Matthew?
Well, yeah, you heard a lot about that. I probably was like half of America with about one eye open by the time that third game came around with all the turkey and everything that I ate.
Right.
From an early morning practice to the first game, and then the second game, and then the third game. That's an important game. Like I said, in the division, you got to win those games. It's an important game, and so much of playoff football is getting momentum. That's a team right now that's gaining some momentum. The league leader in their division there, the Arizona Cardinals, they're a team that right now doesn't have that momentum, but that can all change. That can all change in a week, and there's definitely reason for optimism. They did it last year, and there's certainly a history of wild card teams running the table and winning the Super Bowl. So I think that's the really exciting thing about December. Everybody's in the hunt. The teams that are still alive, they're in the hunt.
Right.
A lot of reason for optimism for fans, and for sure, head coaches can go all different directions and giving a message to their team explaining, hey, this could be us. This is why it could be us. There's a lot of teams to point to that have done it, and whether you're 9-2 or 7-4 or I guess someone's 8-3-1 right now. So
that's true.
Everybody's in the hunt.
That's true. Matthew, last question for you. The NFL sent out a note to teams this week reminding them not to warm up the footballs. And I know that you quarterbacks are very particular about the footballs. What would warming a football actually do? What does that do?
Did you not take science at Michigan, Rich?
I'm more verbal. I'm more verbal.
Expanding.
I was more of a sports wedge, an entertainment wedge guy than those green wedges in the Trivial Pursuit back in the day, Matthew. Not a science guy.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I think warming the football is fine. The ball boys, having been a former ball boy for the Patriots, you want to warm the football for the guys, but warming it with heaters or doing it to excess is where you get in trouble. I really wouldn't blame the quarterbacks. Typically, it's the snappers, the punters, and the kickers that are the experts at these things. It's kind of a compliment more than discrediting them. They're really good at it. For years, they used to doctor the balls. That's why they came out with the K balls, where there's stricter rules on the kicking balls. Also, because those guys became so good at kicking field goals, they made it a little bit tougher for them. But each team's responsible for their own game balls. They have to be a certain PSI level in terms of the air pressure. They have to be fairly new. The referee, the guy with the white hat, has to sign off on them. He'll usually put his initials or his number or some kind of marking on there saying that, hey, these are the balls I okayed. It's 12 balls typically, and then 12 backup balls, so in case there's a rainy game or something like that. So there's a lot that goes into it. It is important, but again, you just can't, I guess, ruin it for everybody by doing something illegal.
Yeah, so when you were the ball boy, was Grogan the quarterback? When you were the Patriots ball boy, who was the QB?
No, I did. I was a big Steve Grogan fan growing up, though. No, I was... It was Scott Zolak, Hugh Millen, and Tommy Hodson when I was there. Yeah, the glory years with Don. Was it Dick McPherson was the head coach? Yes, 3-13 that year. It was probably my fault.
It was your fault. Yeah, that's what happened. They got
much more success with my brothers as ball boys in like the Parcells, Pete Carroll era.
Is that era? No kidding. Oh, so I don't know what to read into that, Matthew.
You know what I'm thinking? I think we needed cookies. We never got cookies when I was there with the Patriots.
Times have changed. I don't know. I guess you heard the story I was telling in the commercial break for the television audience that my kids, my lovely children, my 2 boys, made cookies for Gronk and Brady and Edelman. And Stacey James returned the Tupperware on time, unlike your doppelganger on the set here, Brockman, who doesn't do that.
That's irresponsible of him. I can assure you the Colts would, Luck, Fleener, T.Y. Hilton, those guys would return the cookies and the Tupperware and autographed photos. That's something we would do as well.
Yes. I also don't have 4 assistants and free FedEx and all that other stuff at my disposal.
Like Stacey James, is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
He said that he left the Tupperware in his car for 3 weeks, Matthew. That's weak, right? There's excuses and then there's execution.
He's got a good point. He's got a good point.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, well, I see both sides of this. We can try to get Harold Henderson on the line. Maybe
I think he's busy. I think he's busy. Matthew,
Neutral.
Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it. We'll chat with you next week.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you bet. That's Matthew Hasselbeck on Colts Camp.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.